So I just saw a very lively debate between you and Cenk, and there was energy in the room and people were excited. There was a conversation, and I think the one thing I liked about it is that people were involved. What were your thoughts on the debate and how it went?
Yeah, I mean, I knew I would be coming into, you may say, the Lion's Den, a kind of a liberal audience, and it was, but I expected that. My goal was to get people who haven't thought about things to think about them in a fresh way, to put out some new information that people don't have, and then to see my opponent, Cenk, react to it. And I think he did, he did his usual kind of dodge and all, but I think at the end of the day, the very fact that he wouldn't say yes or no, a lot of people go, gee, this is probably something I need to be thinking more about. And I think in that sense, it accomplished my purpose.
Okay, so there is a lot of buzz about you and your documentary project, especially for the fact that I saw a line, and it kind of stood out to me. It said that you are the Republicans' answer to Michael Moore for the Democrats. What do you think about that?
Well, Michael Moore is the sort of king of the genre of political documentaries. Out of the top 10 political documentaries, he has 5. But he's made a whole bunch of movies. Now, I have 2, but I've only made 2 movies, and I'm going to try to put the third one coming out soon onto that list. So yes, I mean, I feel like, I don't admire Michael Moore. I think intellectually he's a nullity, but he does know how to make entertaining movies, and so I've learned that aspect from him.
Now, I have to ask you, what does it mean to you? There are so many news articles that are saying this documentary could actually shape the perception. It could be a big game changer. What does that mean to you? I mean, if you look back and people are like remembering the fact that it changed the way people voted.
I think the good thing about a documentary is, unlike a book, and I write books, and I'll have an accompanying book coming out with the movie, but a book it appeals to your head, whereas a film appeals to your heart and your mind, and it engages almost all your senses, your eyes, your ears. So people can come out of a film in 90 minutes and be a little bit changed in the way they see the world. And I'm hoping that will be the result of this documentary, not just changed in one way or another way, but getting people to really experience the film and see American history in a new light.
Now, is there any screenings of this film that's going to be at the RNC? What can people expect from the Republican side about seeing this? When is the debut for it?
Well, we're doing a big premiere in LA on July 11th. We're doing a premiere for delegates in Cleveland the day before the Republican convention opens. So I think we'll create a big buzz this year in Cleveland. And then, of course, the film opens nationwide July 22nd.
And so are you fiercely supporting Donald Trump for the election?
Well, I'm supporting the Republicans all the way down, because part of the argument of this film is that, politics is fought in teams. And so, there are people who have issues with Trump. I have some issues with Trump. I don't agree with Trump on everything. But at the end of the day, I know it's going to be this team or it's going to be that team. And we've kind of seen what the Democratic team does. We've seen what they've done under Obama. And the question is, do we want that to continue under Hillary? My answer to that is like a flat no.
Can you just share with us a little sneak peek? What do you think is going to be the most shocking scene or something that is really going to blow people out of the water?
Well, the film raises the curtain on all the taboos. So you take something like the whole Clinton marriage. Now, there's been a lot of talk about it, but we show the Clinton marriage in a completely fresh light. Look at Hillary's corruption. We know about Benghazi, we know about the emails. But why did she do Benghazi? In other words, was she so sleepy that she didn't wake up at 3 a.m. to take the call? Why set up a private server in the first place? There's got to be she's a very clever person. She had a reason to do it. We expose that reason in the movie.
And I have to ask you very lastly, there's a lot of conversation about politicians, and especially I think there's a dialogue about men and women specifically. And a lot of the tweets that I see is, Hillary's so corrupt, this and that. Do you think she gets more flack for being a woman?
I don't think so. I mean, to me, it's the supreme tragedy of American history that the first viable woman candidate happens to be Hillary. Because Hillary is in a way the worst representative. The issue of Hillary is not whether she's a man or she's a woman. It is the way that the Clintons together do business. They're a tag team, and they operate. They are 2 of the shadiest characters of modern American history. It's sort of like putting Bonnie and Clyde in the White House. To me, that's the issue.
Okay, what are the 3 elements that you think are the most counteractive to what you think a woman candidate should have been?
Well, I mean, there have been great women leaders all around the world. In my native country of India, Indira Gandhi, Golda Meir in Israel, Margaret Thatcher. And there have been great statesmen, female statesmen in America, Jean Kirkpatrick, and all the way down. So I would like to see someone of that caliber that history can enshrine legitimately, and young women can look up to and go, wow, I'd like to be like her. I doubt there's a woman in the country who genuinely thinks, I want to be like Hillary.